During the next 5 years, I started a company named Next, another company named Pixar, and fell in love with an amazing woman that became my wife. Pixar went to create the world's first computer-animated feature film Toy Story, and is now the most successful animation studio in the world. In a remarkable turn of events, Apple bought Next, I returned to Apple, and the technology developed at Next is at the heart of Apple's current renaissance. And Lauren and I have a wonderful family together. I'm pretty sure none of this stuff happened if I hadn't been fired from Apple. It was awful tasting medicine, but I guess the patient needed it. Sometimes life is chained hard with a break. Don't lose faith.
I'm convinced that the only things that kept me going was that I loved what I did. You've got to find what you love, and that is true for your work as it is for your loves. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you feel is great work, and the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking, don't settle. As the doormat of the earth, you know when you find it. And like any great relationship, it just gets better and better as the year goes on. So keep looking, don't settle.
My third story is about that. When I was 17, I read a quote something like, "If you live each day as if it was your last Sunday, you will most certainly be right." It made an impression on me, and since then, for the past 33 years, I have looked in the mirror and asked myself, if today was the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do today? And whenever the answer has been no for too many days in a row, I know I need to change something. Remembering that I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've ever encountered to help me make the big choice in life. Because almost everything, or external expectations, or pride, or fear of embarrassment or failure, these things just fall away in the face of that, leaving only what is truly important. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the thinking you have something to lose. You are already naked. There is no reason not to follow your heart.
About a year ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. I had a scan at 7:30 in the morning and it clearly showed a tumor on my pancreas. I didn't even know what the pancreas was. The doctor told me this was almost certainly a type of cancer that is incurable and that I should expect to live longer than 3 to 6 months. My doctor advised me to go home and get my affairs in order, which is doctor's code for prepare to die. It means to try to tell your kids everything you thought you had the next 10 years to tell them in just a few months. It means make sure everything is buttoned up so that it will be as easy as possible for your family. It means to say your goodbyes. I live with that diagnosis all day. Later that evening, I had a weird sigh where they stuck an endoscope down my throat, through my stomach and into my intestines, put it into my pancreas and got the first cells from the tumor.
I was sedated, but my wife, who was there, told me that when they will sell under a microscope, the doctor started crying because it turned out to be a very rare form of cancer that is curable with surgery. I did the surgery, and I'm fine now. This was the closest time into facing death, and I hope it's the closest time I get for a few more decades. Having lived through it, I can now say this to you, with a bit more certainty than when this was a useful but purely intellectual concept. No one wants to die. Even people who want to go to heaven don't want to die to get there. And yet this is the destination we all share. No one has ever escaped it. And that is it should be that because this is very likely single the best invention of life. It is life change agent. It clears out to be all be cleared away. Right now the new is you, but someday not too long from now you will gradually too old, be cleared away. Sorry, it's a bit too dramatic, but it is quite true.
Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinion drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already now, when you truly want to become, everything else is secondary. When I was young, there was an amazing publication called The Whole Alcala, which was one of the Bibles of my generation. It was created by a fellow named Stuart Frank, not far from here in Monroe Park, and he brought it to life with his posters. This was in the late 1960s. Before personal computer and desktop publishing, so it was armed with time scissors and Polaroid cameras. It was sort of like Google, in paper from 35 years before Google came along.
It was idealist and overflowing with neater and great notions. Stewart and his team put out several issues of the whole catalog, and then when it had run its course, they put out the final issue. It was the mid-1970s, and I was your age. On the back cover of their final issue was a photograph of an early morning country road, the kind you might find yourself hitchhiking on if you were so adventurous. Beneath it was the words, "Stay hungry, stay foolish." It was their farewell message as they signed up. Stay hungry, stay foolish. And I have always wished that for myself, and now as you graduate to begin anew, I wish that for you. Stay hungry, stay foolish. Thank you very much.